Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Tonye Talks. Okay, y'all, here we are. Welcome. I am Tony Denise Lattimore, aka Tonye Talks, where I go live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I am here to encourage, inspire, and motivate you to begin to walk in your power and your purpose. And so, different days, we have different things. We have motivational speaking, we have interviews. Wednesdays are interviews, and we have an amazing interview on today. So, thank y'all for coming on in. And we start out with deep breathing. So I want to welcome all my royal ones because that's the new name that has come across for you all. Used to be my beautiful souls, which you still are beautiful souls, but I want to welcome all of my royal ones because we are royalty. We are God's children, and so we are a royal priesthood. So welcome. So we get started with deep breathing, and we do 4 counts in, 4 counts out, and we do it 3 times. Okay. I hope you all can hear me well. Give me a thumbs up. Well, I can't see it anyway. Let's see. Give me a thumbs up, please, if you can hear me okay. Want to make sure that technology is technologying. Okay, thank you. All right, so let's do our deep breathing. 4 counts in, 4 counts out, and we do it 3 times. Okay, so let's go. Thank you, Miss Miller. So you want to breathe in, excuse me, deeply, hold it, and then release it as if you are blowing out a candle. Good morning, Miss Pendleton. All right, our second deep breath in. Okay. And our final one. So if you haven't, good morning, Sister Amy. If you haven't blown the candle out yet, that is the goal. So you got one more chance to blow the candle out. All right. So our last deep breath. Okay. How y'all feeling with that breathing? It feels so good to me. I hope it feels good to you. Okay, so we are going to check in really briefly because this interview is so exciting to me. Checking in 1 through 10. What are you feeling? How are you feeling on this day? It is a little rainy and it's thunderstorms out there, but it's okay. We need the rain, right? We need the rain. And so I will say 8.5. I'm feeling good. I am excited about this interview. I am just having a wonderful morning. This is the day that God has made. And so I'm going to rejoice and be glad in it. How about you? Can y'all give me a number? Where are you? Good morning, Miss Williams. Where are you today? So we see one is a kind of sad face, not feeling the greatest. And then we have I would say a five is, I see. So, kind of so, right? Just at I'm here, I can do some improvements. And then we got the big smiley face, which is a 10. Where are you? Okay, we got an 8. Very good, very good. Anybody else? Okay, Miss Pendleton has a 7, right? So now that you know what number you're at, what we do with that number is if you're okay with that number, great. Go throughout your day and continue to just walking in that. But if you feel like you want to try and reach a higher level, right? If you know that, hey, I can get a little bit higher, just reflect and see what is it that I can do to get to a higher level. Maybe one thing, it may be, let me get out in nature. It may be, let me, take a walk. Let me exercise. Let me drink some water. Let me rest. Let me get some music on. All of those things, whatever it is, so that you can get to a little higher level. And so that's why we do the check ins, just so you can, see where you're at and then come to a higher level, a higher space. All right. So, as I said, we have an interview and we have Miss Mandy Broadhead today. And so, we're going to bring her on and get started with this interview because she has so much. She is a practicing clinical herbalist. Yes. And so, I think that that is definitely something that needs to be spread throughout the world, that we don't have to use medicine. And I'm not going to talk for her, she's going to talk. And so we're going to bring her on. So let's welcome Mandy Broadhead.
Good morning, and thank you for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity.
Good morning. Good morning. I am so happy to have you there. And so you all give her some thumbs up for coming on. I know she's going to bring the heat today. She's going to bring some very good wisdom and knowledge. Okay, so let's just jump right in with this interview. Like, how did you get started as a practicing clinical herbalist?
Uh, it's it's such a it's like a many years process of how I came to it. Um, I started it because I had changed my life with food and plants, and I felt like with me having all of the struggles that I had in my life, that if I was able to do it, then I could help others to do it as well. But to get there is years of education and experience, like just using them so you know how the plants work. And um, it's more than just going to school. I mean, there's like a lot of careers you go in for your associates or your bachelor's, and then you move on to your career. But um, this journey wasn't quite as simple. I had to be sick and I had to be dying and crippled and in a wheelchair for me to go through all of this. And so changing my own life um, it made me want to help others. If it was possible for me, okay, because I felt like I was probably the worst case, but we all, take our, feel like we're in the worst situation. But um, if I was in that bad of a situation and I can turn my life around, I could go from being in a wheelchair, from being 300 pounds uh, to being, 170 pounds and without diseases that um, I just had to share. I had to help other people. It was just, um, it was something that had to be done. And
Mhm.
so, you know, we all have our own paths, but I really feel like God kind of threw me into it. He was put everything I needed to know in front of me, and he said, now go forth and tell people and help people. And so I did.
Yeah, yes. I love, well, I don't want to say that you had to go through what you went through, right?
No, I
But
do though feel we have to sometimes, like, everything that we go through makes us who we are, you know? And
exactly.
so because I remember when I was younger, like some of the things that I had experienced in life, and I was like, why? Why do I have to have such hurt, pain, heartache, so such traumatic things? But now that I'm who I am and the age I am, I realize that everything that he put me through was for a reason. He
Ooh,
he made me have to suffer through those things so then I could help people. And when they come to me and they're like, Mandy, I'm sick or I'm struggling or I'm in pain or I'm anxious and all of these things, I'm like, yes, I understand. And I've been there because what good would it have been for me to not have any experience with it? to not have any understanding, to just be like, oh, I'm an herbalist, I have these plants, but I don't know how to relate to you. I don't know how to help you. There's just so much to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
There's
it's
there's
the
more than just an education. You have to have an experience. And so previously I didn't understand why, I had to be broken, why I had to go through cancer, why I had to deal with being so broken. But now it all makes sense and I'm okay with it all. It doesn't faze me.
mm,
So
I
I'm a, I talk a lot, Tony.
no, but I think that it's the empathy piece, right?
Yes,
Because things we have to
yes,
do so that we really can understand. One, if we didn't go through it, and I'm not saying everything, but what you went through was so that you can help people with that empathy, not just help and serve people, but you know what it feels like.
yes. Sometimes I mean, now I feel like he has given me the health challenges that he has, so then I could, learn from them, heal them. And so then when it's presented to me, I have the answer, you know, because you could, you could read studies and you can read books, but until you've um, actually had to deal with it, um, it's just different. It's just different. I feel like I'm a better with people because I've also been there, you know.
Hmm.
I can say without a doubt that I could say, well, the book says, you know, that black walnut will help with this, but I actually have experience to say that yes, it's not just something that I read. I went through it, I dealt with it, I overcome it, and now let me help you.
Hmm. So you actually had to do years of schooling. You went to school to be a practicing clinical,
uh,
or
Schools, every book out there. I've made friends with some of the top practicing clinical herbalists, like Kara Saunders. She's helped me with, creating formulas and um, just their years of experience, you know, helped me with as well. Like, and I guess that would be for all of us. We all kind of have to work with the plants, work with people, and then from that experience um you're just able to help more. And there's just so much to it,
Mhm.
like um even now I still have like experiments, I guess you could say, like with my formulas that I create. I know that what all of these plants will do, and then I create a product and I send it out to I have they don't like being called guinea pigs, they're called product testers. And when it's successful for them, and then I can, release it to other people.
Mhm.
So, but I started because I was so sick and injured. Um, and my whole mission is I just want to help people feel better. I don't
Yeah.
want people to be sick. I don't want people to feel like they have to go to a doctor, that they honestly can just go out into their yard and harvest a plant and make the medicine themselves, and it works. That's the difference, is it works and you can make yourself better. You don't have to be miserable. You don't have to rely on um, me or doctors to care for you. You can take your health into your own hands.
Mhm.
um, I was discussing like what we spend monthly um, for insurance,
Yes.
pharmaceutical medications, and um, it is exponentially larger than what it would actually cost you to take plants. It's
Mhm.
and then the thing with plants is you're actually going to see results with them.
Mhm.
Um, I unfortunately don't have very many clients that have said that the pharmaceutical medications have helped them, whereas the plants that I use, I feel like I'm changing lives every single day. Like
Yeah.
every morning I wake up to a message from somebody about how much better they're feeling. I don't think doctors probably get those messages about their pharmaceuticals. Um,
Nope.
God created these plants for a reason,
Hmm.
um, and we just need to understand like that part of it.
Hmm.
We I feel like we get too far away from him sometimes,
Hmm. Now,
and
do you have to have like a big field though to grow these plants and stuff? Or how would you start, right? How would you tell somebody if they, because I would love to, well, I want to do my own garden and, you know,
yes.
grow my own foods and stuff like that. So, and herbs as a part of that, right? But
Mhm. Oh yes, it's a whole thing, and it really is food and medicinal plants. It takes both to really put our body in perfect homeostasis and the best health.
okay.
It takes a little bit of both. To start, well, I am blessed. I have 25 acres that everything grows on. I don't have anybody around me that uses chemicals or sprays. I don't use anything on my, and I like to go out and personally harvest only the best for my clients. I know, and I think that's what sets me apart from a lot of herbalists because so many of them will just order their products online and start making things. But I've seen what comes in those bags. It's just like this powdered mess, and you really can't ID it. You don't know everything that's in it. And so um, I'm kind of picky, and I don't want to put just anything that in my body. And so I really take pride in the fact that I go out in my tall mud boots and tread through really tall grasses, and I harvest each plant individually and only the best because I use them. And so I don't want to put anything in me that sketchy. So I feel like when you're able to harvest your own and see for yourself what you're making, it's definitely more comforting
Hmm.
than to just, I mean, because anybody can buy a bag of material online, and make something with it.
Hmm.
Um, but we're already exposed to so many toxins and pollutants that do we really want to take the risk of putting more in us, or, should we um, harvest from our land, what's around us? Um, I've said to people that Indian herbology, they believe that what you need will grow around you. And I understand that's probably difficult for people who live in the city. But for, people who live or just have a yard, I've said that to people and they've literally gone out into their yard and found the plants that they needed that um, fit their health issues.
Mm.
Um, and so, and they've come back to me all excited. They're like, "You're right, Mandy. It was there. And that's just so crazy." And I'm like, "It is." Or, God's got your back.
Hmm.
He's looking out for you. Um,
Hmm.
so that's how
Okay.
you get started.
Okay. So it will, whatever you pretty much need will grow. Because I live in the city of
Right.
Chicago. You
Right.
know,
But you have the opportunity that because you don't have the wilds growing around you, you could just set up a small space and you could plant what you need. It doesn't take much. I have to grow a lot because I care for so many people, but for you to individually care for yourself, a small plot would produce enough of what you need to get through the year until you can grow again.
cool. Can you show us like what are, okay, so if anybody on here, I don't want to call you out, right? But like on medicine and you haven't tried herbs, um, if you are, bold enough to like put yourself out there, right? Like I'm on this medication, blah, blah, blah.
Hmm.
What herb? I would want them to ask what herb could they use, right, instead of this medication. So if
Right.
anybody is using regular medication, and you want to ask Mandy, like, what do you have? What creation could you create for me so I don't have to stay on this medication? Please put it down there because She is bomb, and I'm using some stuff that she has created now for me, and it is actually working. And so, for any medication that you're taking, she can come up with something for you. So
Yes.
if you want to know anything, this is the time to ask. While she's going to show some
Well,
comments.
no, I don't feel like people should put their personal information out here right now, but they are more than welcome. Everyone, I offer free consultation.
Okay.
A lot of herbalists, they do, they charge $200 or $300. Um, but I try and make time to sit down and speak with people, like tell me what you're dealing with, what kind of medications you're on, or if they're not on any, because I deal with a very wide range of age groups. So it's not everyone's on medication. Some people just want to feel better. Um, but they you just send me a message and we can discuss things. I try to always be there for my clients, even though I'm extremely busy all the time.
Mhm.
I take the time to stop and answer their questions because this can be it can be scary for a lot of people,
Mhm.
to because they put so much faith and trust into the medical system. We've been told that, that's all there is. We don't have any other options, you just listen to the doctor. But um, there are other options out there, and you can take control of your own health. Um,
Mhm.
and there are things that replace pharmaceutical medication. It's not always easy to switch from the pharmaceuticals to herbals. It's definitely much easier if you're not on anything just to start using a product, but it has been done successfully. I've managed to help quite a few people off of antidepressants, anxiety medications, diabetic medications, heart
Mhm.
medications. And I have a few beautiful success stories where my clients weren't the doctors had given up on them and they were like out of hope. And so I gave them hope. I gave them plants that have kept them around for years longer than they expected to be. So that's beautiful all in itself. Just how much like we put faith in the medical system, and but yet they'll turn around and say, we can't help you any longer. There's nothing we can do for you, but here comes God and his plants,
Come on.
and they're going to make a large impact on your life and change things for you.
So, Mandy, we have two royal ones who have put two things out here. Can you see it?
Um, no, I don't see messages for some reason. So,
Okay. Well, the first one is ampicillin. It's for acne.
mhm,
And the next one is sertraline. Sertraline. Sertraline.
mhm.
So those are two that they are you familiar with those, like what they could use?
Honestly, I know a lot of medications, but all of them, it's really hard to keep up with, and there's just so many. And they have so many different medications for the same issue. Um,
So best.
I feel like pharmaceutical medications are very complicated when it could be much simpler. When it comes to your skin, because did I see something about acne?
Yes. Yeah.
Now with younger children or are, you know, 23 and under, um, acne can be related to stress and hormones. Whereas when we're older, 30 plus, having the skin conditions is linked to our liver. And so cleaning up um, our liver is in control of 99% of our health. It's so crazy how um, having a toxic liver what it will cause in us.
Mm,
So when I was 30, diagnosed with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Um, I was so sick. It was absolutely horrible. So many diseases. I had so many. And then I had horrible skin. I had psoriasis, and when the winter time would come, I would it was painful. My skin was so dry.
mm,
But through my course of changing my health through food and plants, my skin is beautiful now. I don't even need lotion. Like it's just so supple, and I just don't have the dry patches. I don't have to take any medications for it. I don't have to go out into the sun to help get rid of the patches. Um, it's really nice. And the craziest part is to have been so sick and dying when I was young, and then to be the healthiest I've ever been in my life at 45. It
Wow.
just it still blows my mind. And that's one reason why I didn't want to do this interview, because I just really want to provide people with hope. That I want them to know that they don't have to be sick and dying. They don't have to have those diseases, that there are options that aren't detrimental to our health, such as the pharmaceutical medications that damage our kidneys and our liver. And, um, they're trying to help us while they're giving us poison, where it just seems counterproductive to do it that way. But um, I guess I have my own philosophies on the healthcare system.
Oh,
Um,
you
but
and me. Yeah.
mm, and
uh,
but yeah,
the best thing for them to do would be to reach out, join your group. Well,
yeah,
so it said,
yeah,
yeah. So that's my sister, my big sister, and she said she's gonna reach out because she's tired of having lifelong acne. So it sounds like it's something in the liver to clean up in the liver first, and
yeah.
then
Liver, and it could be her hormones too. It's crazy how our food and our diet that we have now, that it takes such a toll on us, and creates these problems.
mm,
Um, the When I first started, it was the clean eating, raw foods, and not raw foods like raw meat or chicken like that. Because I get asked that often, like raw meat. No, just focusing on grocery shopping in the vegetable section. That's your clean eating, your raw foods. The more foods that you eat out of that area and the less processed, you're going to start seeing changes in your health without even having to use plants. I mean, the plants definitely help change things, but it really, really starts with food. It
mm-hmm,
does. And I try to convey that message to people all the time. Um, when they're like, well, how do I lose weight, or how do I get better? I'm like, well, it starts with what we put in our mouths.
mm,
Um, Quit eating processed food. Quit eating the sugars. The sugar is so toxic. It's um, that that's one of the reasons why we have a weight epidemic.
mm,
Um, and I feel I'm just thankful to know everything that I know now, and that I was able to change my health before I got to this age. Because I imagine if I had continued in the path that I was on, that I wouldn't be here anymore. Literally, and I don't mean to sound so dramatic, but I actually ran into somebody earlier this summer, and they were like, "Oh my goodness, you're still alive!" And I'm like, "Yes, isn't that crazy?" Um, and they said, "We really didn't think that you would make it," and I was like, "I didn't either," but here I am. Um, but I'm my biggest testimony. I can talk about other people and how I've changed their lives, but how I've impacted mine is greater. And
mm,
I'm hoping to continue and only make other people's lives better. And it doesn't matter if you're young or old. If like I have women who are in their 70s that um, are doing much better and are still with me because of plants. So um, I just know that um, this is the only thing that I want to do. I care about myself, but I also want to. I care about other people, and I really want them all to know that I'm here if they need me,
mm-hmm,
and I have the experience and the wisdom to help them through whatever they're going through. Because I can almost say that it doesn't matter what you're dealing with. I've probably dealt with it myself. I've beat 4 cancers. And
mm,
it's not something I really want to get out there and push or say that, I can help you with yours. But um, with God, all things are possible.
come on.
And so um, when you open up your heart and you have faith and you trust in him, you release your fear, then it comes. I don't know what else to say, but it comes.
Well, we
Um,
testimonies to what you do. Miss Thatcher said it has changed my life. Miss Bowerman said she's amazing. Her care and passion is amazing. I've been on her products for years and I feel great. So, what a testament to what you do. So,
yeah,
for anyone who is looking to, you say you give like free consultations,
yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
so join her group. It's Wild Crafted Creations. It's up there on the screen. Or you can inbox her. Well, that's what I did. I inboxed her and she's really prompt with getting back to you. So yeah, I say it can't hurt to try, if
Right.
you've been for like your whole life, right?
Mhm.
Is wrong with that, first of all, right? If I have to be on a medicine for my whole life, I think
Right.
that's
Right. It's not actually fixing the problem. It's just kind of subsiding the symptoms and to keep you and they need you to keep coming back.
mm,
I mean, um, this kind of goes back to like this was never about actually wanting to go somewhere. Like was never worried about a paycheck or like what I was going to make from it.
mhm,
Whereas doctors, that's really what they want to keep you around. They really need all of that to have their big house and their fancy cars. And um, I just want to change lives. That's all.
yes.
I just want um, to people to know that you can feel better and there's more options. So with plants, okay, we were touching on that. Like you take the pills for your whole life and nothing really gets better. So after I had thymoma cancer, which was a tumor growing on my heart and lungs, and it made it extremely difficult to breathe.
Mm,
Even once the part of the tumor was removed, it still caused breathing issues. I mean, I don't know if you could tell my voice, but I still have, I don't know, it's impacted my voice a little bit. But, anyways, um, I couldn't breathe. I had to
mm,
use an inhaler. And so I started using the mullein plant, Mullien, mullein, mullein. Um, everybody so they say it different names, but anyways, it's intended to treat the lungs. And so I created a formula called Breathe Again, and after 3 months of using the Breathe Again, I was able to get off an inhaler. I'm 4 years now completely off an inhaler, by the way. Um, and I only had to use it for 3 months. Do you see what
mm.
I'm saying? I actually I went in for some blood work. I don't know if I should discuss everything I do, but I am. And I was sitting there waiting for my doctor to come in, and on the wall was this poster with probably like 30 or 40 different inhaler medications, and it really upset me because, you know, being gone through everything, I thought, "Oh, here you are pushing these, but they don't really work. They have to use these for the rest of their life." And so when she came in, I said in a polite way, I said, "Did you realize that there's one plant? I mean, there's multiple that work for lungs, but my favorite is the mullein that can replace every single one of these inhalers." And this kind of an empty look on her face. She didn't know really what quite to say to me at the time. Um, but I was able to go in there and show her how I'm changing my health. I don't need your medicines. I'm changing my health. I'm getting better with plants. So she joined the group. She had to see for herself. And
Right.
then I had my new doctor join the group because she was extremely just blown away by the results, because they have my medical file right in front of them. They can see everything that I've been through and I'm dealing with and that I'm no longer dealing with. Um, and so, yeah, I have a doctor that I'm currently treating because I think I think the medical community themselves are waking up and realizing that, they might push it on other people, but they don't want it for themselves.
Wow.
So I'm also treating quite a few nurses.
Mm.
Um, they're all I feel like people are waking up, you
Yeah.
know?
And that's why we need people like you, right? Because really a lot of people only know about the medical system, right?
Right.
Go to a nurse. But we need herbalists like you. We need to know that they're out here and that we
You
don't.
have options. You have options.
Right.
You know?
There you go. Yeah. Can you show some of the products that you have? Me said that her sister, I guess that Mulin,
Mulene.
that her sister had an issue with in her lungs, and
Mhm.
she's that herb, so it's a great herb. So
Yeah, it's great for like when people are sick, and you've got a lot of congestion and things in your lungs that'll help expel it. But um, and that would be a short-term use. But use long term, I say long term, 3 to 6 months. Um, I have I won't say your name because that's not, I like to keep everything personal. That's why I like people to message me. So I don't want you putting your personal information out there because makes, I don't know. Nobody wants everyone to know everything, right?
this
So,
is it's a safe space. So
right.
we
But so I had a woman in her mid 70s who had been on an inhaler and was also a smoker for 40 years, Tony, 40 years. Within the year, she was off the inhaler using that plant
wow.
within the year. Isn't that remarkable?
Yes.
And she's just one story, you know. Um, I have a younger girl. Her mother found me, and she says, "My daughter's got a lot of breathing issues. Um, it was a little bit more extreme than asthma, and it it negatively impacted her life. She wasn't able to go out and do a lot of things. So here we are, fast forward 3 months later after using my product. Her lungs are so well that she's able to go out and work like at a campground and um during like seasonal allergy kind of season and breathe and not she said the only thing sometimes when she's around campfires, that'll trigger her, which of course, like certain things can trigger you. I mean, when we had the Canadian fires and the smoke was down here in Michigan. It was extremely thick. I mean, you couldn't even hardly see. It was so foggy. I felt it in my lungs. I was like, oh my goodness. But I also ran to my kitchen, grabbed my emollient, took a full 1 milliliter, and I was better within the hour. I couldn't even tell that I had, it was the air was so thick outside. So
Wow.
um, they work fast and they work well. Um, so
Well, this
like some of go ahead.
really Andy. So we got a lot of people testifying. Miss D'Angelo. We have Sean Lely. We have Maggie May. They're all saying that Mullen, is that how you say it?
Yes, ma'am.
How how much it works and has worked for them as well.
Yes. All of
Oh,
the plants. Like another top one is black walnut. We because of the our food and our diets, our digestive system is constantly disrupted. And bloating, gas, loose, constipation, we it's really hard to meet somebody and say that they're regular and they don't have all of those things going on. And then here comes black walnut. Um, changing lives. All of them. Like if I had 1,000 people and they all took this one product, it's likely that only maybe one person would say that it didn't help them. And when you actually look into it, it's likely because they only took it twice and then they forgot about it.
mm,
But if you give it some time, and not much time is needed, just give it a little bit of time and you're going to see s- such a dramatic change. um if you were to say go out to eat and you had something that disrupted your insides and made you very uncomfortable, you could use black walnut, and not like a whole bunch, but just 10, 15 drops, a little bit of water, and within 30 minutes it's going to regulate you. It's going to calm. It's like Pepto Bismol in a way. That's how it works. It's fantastic.
mm,
Um, so I offer something for everybody though. Not everything needs to be taken internally. I One of my top selling products is a pain salve.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have back to, where I came from. So my whole body is put back together with rods and screws. I've had a few surgeries on my right knee, and I've been ended up with a total knee replacement. I've had my left knee repaired. I have a 3 disc fusion in my lower spine from an injury. I've had to have my shoulder repaired. They reattached 4 tendons, ligaments, bicep, and then I also had disconnective tissue disease in my left arm. So um, that the muscles in that arm like to shred often and cause issues. And so my be pain free salve um, is my biggest friend, like my biggest helper, because when my I live a very rough life. Um, I'm outside. It's it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to do what I do. It might look glamorous, but it's really a lot of dirt and sweat and hard work. And so my pain salve keeps me functioning. It keeps me to where I can go outside and do all these things and harvest the plants, and because my body's broken. And one of the most amazing things about the pain salve is the comfrey, because there's other plants in there to help with pain, but the comfrey, that's the true star. Um, Comfrey will go in and actually heal, like literally heal. You can look it up. It's not just me saying it. Tendons, ligaments. It'll fuse a broken bone. It'll um, take an injury and accelerate the healing. So, for instance, it, it's it's been a month now, but I shredded my left shoulder. I couldn't use it. I had to go get some X-rays. I had to have it in a sling, and um, the way that it felt, I just knew that I was going to need surgery. And so and I don't want surgery. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So I religiously salving my shoulder, salving my shoulder, salving my shoulder, and I finally have function back to it. I finally have the ability to use my arm again. So thankful. Um, I had a broken foot that needed fused, and I didn't have time for surgery. I have too many people I care for. I didn't have to stop what I'm doing. These people can't wait for me, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
so religiously used a salve on my foot. Able to walk around now. Comfrey is definitely I'm its number one fan.
Mm-hmm.
It once you experience it and you see it heal something, your mind is just blown. You're like, no way. Really? I mean, how is that? I actually had a client one time. It was like every product that she would try. I hope she's not on here. She's like, I don't know if it's all in my head, but I'm feeling better. Or the pain salve, like a few of my other products, all of them were. I don't know if it's in my head, but it because it's kind of hard to believe. It's hard to believe that you could just go find a plant in your yard, mix it up with an extractant, either isopropyl alcohol, food grade alcohol, or an oil, and make something for your body. I wish I could see all the messages of everybody who's talking.
Well, you can see it afterwards when
Yes, I'll go through and rewatch it so I can see.
and they're testifying to everything you're saying. Let me read one really quick. Um, well, two. So Ford said we need more people like Mandy, who's hardworking and determination, makes a difference in people's lives, and gives us an alternative to get away from big pharmacy companies,
Yes,
insurance regulations. And then we have Miss Thatcher. My daughter uses the Breathe Again, among other things that Mandy makes. She hasn't used her inhaler since. I use a number of her products too. Pain salve is amazing. I have 5 fractured vertebrae and I am able to function a lot better after taking the products. Not sure which one it is, but my chest pains are gone.
isn't that amazing?
It,
God is so good, Tony. So
yeah,
good. He
very.
just he is so good. Like I um I find myself breaking down and giving thanks like 5, 6, 10 times a day. Not just on, my behalf, but like, thank you, Lord, for helping this person, and they're suffering,
Yeah.
and um, yeah, it is. I
Well,
didn't want to go there, but God is so good.
yes, he is. Let's go to what you have because we're going to have you on again, right? Because
Yeah, 5-part series, so much information.
we don't have enough time today because I got to get to the gym, but we're going to definitely have you on again. But I want you to show some of the, I know you were bringing on some things that you make.
I
So,
left all the products at home, but I do have a short list of my top sellers. And just I'll tell about them a little bit, and just to give people an idea of what is available. So we discussed my pain salve, which is one of my. I actually just turned that into a pain spray. Not
mm,
everybody likes grease and lotions, on their skin, and I needed something convenient. So I just released last Friday my pain salve in a convenient spray. So that's out there. My next the product I'm most proud of that I've created is my Be Protected, because especially with these times that we're going through right now, with all of the sickness and everything going around, I can say, let me find some wood. I have yet to be sick, any kind of sickness, through all of this epidemic that's going on, let alone the C stuff. Um, because of my Be Protected formula, and I also combine that with Usnea. Usnea is a natural antibiotic. It's a lichen that grows on trees. Um, Looks kind of like fungusy in a way, but not like a mushroom, but like strands, like a moss. It's like a moss. So, anyways, Usnea is better than any antibiotic that a doctor can give you.
that's what
It,
I, that's what you created. That's what I'm using.
Usnea.
Yeah.
And so when you combine the Be Protected and the Usnea, and I'm saying like either every day or every other day, it kind of depends on your exposure to, society. But just drops, like 10 drops, 5 to 10 drops. I think my sister only uses 5 because she's silly like that. But it works, and she's exposed daily. She works in a curriculum based daycare. And so these kids are sick all the time, and she's able to keep her immune system clean and keep from getting sick because of Be Protected and Usnea. And if
Yeah.
that's not a testament right there, because I mean, how much, you know, nobody likes being sick, and this is an opportunity for people to avoid getting sick, you know,
Yeah.
no matter what they're exposed to. And
Yeah.
then my other another top selling is my Breathe Again. We would discuss the Mullen. Um, because so many people have lung issues, and so many people um, experience mucus when they're sick. So that one definitely my top selling and helps people the most. Black walnut, like we were discussing too, helps with the digestive system. uh, Black walnut is in my parasitic cleanse. um, so I can almost say like the parasite cleanse and the black walnut are rivals with each other, like this almost the same in its actions, but um, many of our diseases come from parasites. And nobody wants to talk about the fact that we have those in our body because it's kind of gross, but it's the truth. And the more we cleanse our body from those, the better we get.
Yeah.
Um, my next product that helps the most people, my triple mushroom. The triple mushrooms are adaptogenic, and they go in and they work on all systems in our body, heart, liver, like just our hormones. They're regulating. And so my triple mushroom is 3 of the best, um, and it provides energy and stamina. You don't need to. Well, some people still like to drink coffee, but you don't necessarily need the coffee anymore. You don't. It just gives you like this lasting all day energy without crashing. Um, while fixing the body. So you don't have to have your energy drinks, you don't have to have your coffee. You just use your triple mushroom, and carry on. And it's it's one of my favorites. Um, I use it every day, and then I also add in extra reishi because of my age. Um, Technically, I should be in menopause, but my recent blood test shows that I'm just now getting to premenopausal, which is absolutely astonishing. That's amazing. I've had a hysterectomy 8 years ago. I should be full blown menopause. And
Yep.
so, because of the reishi and the other adaptogenic mushroom blends, I feel like that is what's kept me from going into um, craziness.
Ye-
'Cause
Yes. What does it help with the hot flashes? Because that's what I
that's now reishi. That is the best at balancing the hormones. I prefer to use the reishi with the black hahash, and when used at nighttime, that's not only going to help promote your sleep, but it's going to balance your hormones. And it's going to help with your night sweats and just regulate you, get you back to balanced and normal. Um, Another which most women over 40, like that's it's a big thing for them. That's what they suffer with, and so there's hope. Don't
Mm,
don't feel like you have to suffer or you have to take some weird hormone replacement medication because you don't have to.
okay.
That's and then a lot of people we deal with pain, so I make the pain salve, but some pain it's different, and I make a wild lettuce. So wild lettuce is non-addictive. So you can use this to help your pain without you getting addicted to a pain medication that, I mean, I think we all kind of know how that's impacted some people's lives. They get injured, they start the pain medication, and the next thing you know, they have addiction issues. And so you don't have to worry about having addiction issues using the wild lettuce. And it's just as good as pharmaceuticals, just as good.
Okay.
Um, and then the next one, I think I have a list of my tops. Milk thistle. Milk thistle, because we were talking about how the liver impacts your skin. The
Mhm.
milk thistle, it doesn't matter if you have cirrhosis, it doesn't matter if you have jaundice, it doesn't matter if you've had a alcoholic liver disease, non-alcoholic liver disease. You can even eat poisonous mushrooms. And if you use enough milk thistle, it'll save your life and counteract the toxicity. That's
Wow.
how amazing milk thistle is. So you can be in a really bad place with your liver, and with continued use, turn it around and change that. And so, um, like even it helps with your diabetes, just gallbladder. I almost There's a few plants that obviously not everybody under the age of 40 needs as much as we do, us older ladies.
Right.
Um, but the, there are milk thistle would be on the top of the list of the things that I would suggest for people if they had any kind of liver issues, because and well, burdock root too, because it helps cleanse the blood. um I'm kind of like a fan of all plants. I've seen every single one of them do so much for not just myself but for other people. You can't help but be really excited about all of them.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
wild, that is
Yeah, she
yeah.
said lettuce is amazing. She has arthritis and fibromyalgia, and she gets results in less than a half an hour. And
Yes.
somebody talked about the wild lettuce helping get them off of oxy. So
Yep.
wow.
Isn't that crazy? It's so amazing.
Yes.
um and I also, because I live in Michigan, I also utilize my rights to grow cannabis.
Mm,
Um, and I know there's a lot of uh, mixed opinions about it. A lot of people, oh, that's, bad stuff. But when made correctly, it is the most amazing medicine. It is
mm,
the best painkiller. It is the best medicine for insomnia. And it's a really, really great, strong pain medication when needed.
mhm,
Um, I don't know how to compare it per se to, like, on the level of pharmaceutical medications, like wild lettuce would be here, and then FICO cannabis product would be here on strength wise. But so basic pain, you could cover it with wild lettuce, but for like severe excruciating, where, some of them are people who need oxycodones, some of
Mm-hmm.
those other really strong pills. Fico's a great replacement for it. So um, I would like to break that stigmatism that we have over cannabis, is that um, it's a drug, because I mean, it can be. Don't get me wrong. I do feel like it can be used in a way that is more recreational, but it also can be used medicinal. Um, I guess my point is that there's many, many options out there. Have to, you don't have to be stuck in that rut where you're going to the doctors every month, and you're getting a prescription every month. And um, well, that's another thing that's so great about my products, is I really, really want to make a quality product for somebody. I don't want you to have to buy a lot. I want you to, spend $10, and then you have enough medicine to last you for 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's kind of like my way of proving to you that plants are real, plants heal. When you try and trying to like remove the money part out of it, you know. And another way that I do that is, um, after all the supplies are met, I take everything that's extra and I go buy bottles and stuff so I can help my clients who are suffering with this cancer, or suffering with, just financial hardships. It's like, especially like some of the clients I have already, like if they're using regularly, and, life happens, and um, it's not easy. And so I want, like, my clients to know that they can come to me, and then I'll do my best to help them and make sure that they have what they need, and that I'm not going to make them go without because they're broke, or
Mm-hmm.
they're are because I didn't start this to make money. I started this to give hope and heal. And so that's one way of me paying it forward. And I thought about making it not for profit, and I really wasn't sure how to make it all work out like that. So I just do it on my own behalf. Like, I um, look at my finances at the end of the month, and I'm like, okay, is this what I got extra? And then I just dispense it to those who need help. I wish I could help everybody. I really do. I wish that, like, everybody that messaged, um, I was able to. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to try and figure out how I can treat people for free, because that that would be, like, my dream come true, really. Just because then it would never be about, oh, you're just trying to sell me this. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, but
Just to make a profit. Like, I really was like, I want you to use this because I know it helps.
right.
Well,
Giving back, just
yeah.
pouring other
Well, yeah,
people.
I survived all of these things, and now I want to show other people that they can survive also.
Yeah, yep, yep, yep.
So good morning.
It's one. Well, we're
Mhm.
gonna have to have you back, definitely.
And I'd love to be here.
I'm so happy you are here. You've given us so much knowledge, so much wisdom, something else to think about. Now there are options, as you said.
Yes, you have
That
options.
exactly. You don't have to just go to the doctor and listen to what they're telling you. And what you said, some of these doctors are now coming to you to get treated. So
Mm.
that says a lot to me,
It does.
you
Yeah,
know.
it does, because when the doctors and nurses want to come to you and they don't have faith in what they're practicing, it a little wake up call. But it's a
What
wake up call for a lot of people.
it
Step
is.
outside that box. Don't be scared.
That's
I mean,
mm,
there's there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
mm,
There's
mhm,
better health. There's living better, and it's all possible.
mhm.
So
So we have Mandy's group here, Wild Crafted Creations. That's how
that's
you.
that's my private group. Yep,
Oh,
on Facebook.
okay. And so is
Mhm.
that the way for them to like
That's
go?
that's the best one, because that's the one that was originally started. So there's a lot more. information that they could search for, like, especially if they're interested in making it themselves. If they do have, some plants around them and they're like, I'm gonna do it myself, and if not, then I'm here to help you because I have like over 92 plants, medicinal plants that grow on my property.
Wow.
Um, I don't offer all of them, so per se, like, but they are available.
Okay.
So, um, like bloodroot isn't really necessary for many people. It's something that's used in treatment for like skin cancer. So I have it, but I don't have it as a product. But if you message me and it's something that you're struggling with, then I make personal formulas. I create special blends per client. So because we all don't wear the same shoes, We
Mm,
gotta we sometimes you need personalized for you. And that's the difference with like pharmaceutical medications and herbs. Um there's they are standardized,
mm,
which is important.
mhm,
But they'll make two varieties. You get, half a milliliter and 1 milliliter. Well, that that covers, a lot of people, but not everybody. And with plants, you're able to like customize it to what works for you. Does that
mm,
make sense?
mhm,
Like, um, you know, for example, I don't have diabetes. I don't have any kind of sugar issues. So chaga, which is great at lowering your sugar level, blood sugar, glucose levels, um, I don't need that much of it,
mm,
but somebody who's on diabetic medications and does struggle with it, um, they want to use a little more chaga. And so they would adjust it according to them. And that's what's so nice about it. I think. Yeah.
wow. So, Miss Pendleton, we're going to end with her comment. She
Okay.
Mandy has helped me in so many ways, from skin issues to my heart attack. Wow.
Yeah. And that's speaking of heart attack, it's something as simple as cayenne pepper.
Mm,
Cayenne pepper is going to save your heart, improve your circulation.
mm.
Um, I think there's quite a few, like, our Italian herb seasonings that we use. We
Yeah.
just think, "Oh, it's Italian herbs seasoning," right? What we don't realize is that those herbs, better if they were fresh, obviously, um, are like little immune boosters. They help cleanse our body. So hopefully this interview will, like, open people's eyes and show them that, there's more out there. There's hope. They can take control of their health. They don't need to spend all their money. They don't need somebody else to be better. They can take it into their own hands and change their lives.
Hmm.
So that's the message I wanted to convey today. Mhm.
So we have your website scrolling across there. Is that like a list of all the products that you
Um,
would?
yes, on the website, I recently updated it this weekend, and I was able to make sure that all of the products that I make are listed on the website. But then again, um, I kind of prefer people reach out to me and ask me, that way they're not going into it blindly, like, I don't know what to get, or maybe getting the wrong thing, so, um,
Name back up there so they can see. Um, you can inbox Mandy,
mhm,
then that way she can kind of, because like she said, it may be a personal thing that she may have to create for you. It's not just like the the doctor who prescribes this medicine one for all.
right,
So best to talk to her. She would be able to create what it is that you need. So you can go to her website, which is so small, but it's scrolling across the screen. You can go there, right? If you don't
yes,
want station, you can look on there. Does each one say like what it does?
yes, under each product in the description, there is,
Okay.
basic information to, and I think there might be a few that I still need to get in there because it's just been a crazy busy weekend. So
Okay.
I at least got the products up there, but, some of the descriptions that might not be completed yet. It's been a work in progress.
I,
Um,
I mean, you have a tough job. You got to do a lot.
I'm running solo. I'm not solo now. I have my apprentice Lex who lives close to me. and she is amazing in helping me with this growth. But for the last 3 years, it has been me solo, harvesting, growing, harvesting, producing, manufacturing, labeling, shipping, and also doing all the consultations. And so um, I'm
Wow.
really thankful that I have Lex here in my life now to help me through all of it, because um, it's definitely taking off. Like, people are really waking up to the fact that they can be and feel better with
And
something simple.
as it should, because you're such a blessing, you're a giver. And what does the Bible say? When you give, it's going to keep coming back
You
and come
receive
and coming
that.
back.
Yes. Yes, it does. I was telling my friend the other day the story of, I've been to where I was wondering how I was going to get groceries. And I had a client reach out and say, I'm struggling and I need medicine. And I just had the faith that everything was going to be okay. And I went ahead, and even though I didn't have it to give, I did anyways. And, you know, in return, you do unto others as you want done unto you. And every time I've been in that situation and then I've helped somebody, no matter how much it would have hurt me, I've been blessed in return. And
Yes,
so, God is so good. I'll probably say that a million times a day. God
that
is so good.
you can't help it, right? Because
Right, right. When he impacts your life the way he has, and he's um, done so much for me, you walk around telling everybody, "I'm blessed. Hi, I'm blessed. I'm extremely blessed." And the good news is that you can be blessed too. He
Mhm.
will bless you, and he will take care of you and make sure you are well. You just got to have faith.
Yeah, yep. And walk in what he called you to do as you are.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so we're close with prayer. This has been amazing, amazing, such knowledge and wisdom. And as I said, I'm going to have you back because I want you to come back and talk about the cannabis piece.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
yes, I definitely want you to talk about that. So we're going to close now in prayer. Father God, we just thank you. We honor you, Lord, on this day. This is the day that you have made, and we're going to rejoice and be glad therein, God. I thank you right now for Mandy Broadhead, God, that you continue to bless her, expand her territory, God, as your word says. Pour into her everything that she stands in need of, God. Thank you for allowing her to be such a giver, God. Thank you for allowing her to step out of the box and to learn about plants and what healing properties they have, God, so that she can teach others that there is a natural way. And we know that you are God who is over nature, who created nature, God. And so we know that these products, this nature, Lord, these plants have been placed here, God, for a reason. And so thank you for imparting into Mandy the chemical, well, not the chemical, but how to use these plants to be able to treat others, God. So continue, God, to give her new methods and new ways, God, on how to use these plants, God, to be able to treat your people. I
Mm.
thank you that she is doing. I thank you even that you have given her 25 acres, but I pray that you will give her the more if need be, God, so that she can grow even more things, Lord, to treat your people. And so I just pray that you will continue to bless her exceedingly and abundantly, and above all she can think or even ask, God. And so I pray over the audience, everybody who is here, God. I pray, Lord, that you would bless them as well. I pray, Lord, that they will know that there are options, that they don't have to stay on medicine, but that there are options, God, through natural healing, Lord. And so I just pray, God, that this day we will walk and we will do what you have called us to do. As Mandy is walking in her purpose, I pray for each and every person on here that we would walk in our purpose, God. And so it's in Jesus' name that I pray. Amen. And
Amen.
all right. Okay. So we'll see you soon.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was great talking to you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Love you all. Bye bye.
Blessed day.